Hello and welcome. If you're here for the first time, thank you for choosing to tune in. So first of all, allow me to say it has been so much fun covering the Invictus Games. I really can't believe how much fun we've been having and sharing the stories. So thank you for all of you for just joining in on the fun and adding to the thrill. Thank you all so much. So let's keep the fun going as we continue to celebrate the Invictus Games. For the first time, it has been historic on the success of incorporating winter sports into the Invictus Games. Canada, we tip our hats to you. You have raised the bar so high. Founded by the Duke of Sussex, the Invictus Games is an international adaptive multi-sport competition for current and former serving military personnel who have been wounded, injured during their military service. And we've seen them stretching their skills, having fun in both individual and team sports, including alpine skiing, snowboarding, indoor rowing, biathlon, Nordic skiing, skeleton, and so much more. And it has been great seeing the couple, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and this fantastic team they have around them, bringing together up to 550 military personnel from up to 25 nations. So we have some news. A new composition by University of Victoria music professor Stephen Capaldo will be played during the finale of the Invictus Games at Rogers Arena in Vancouver this weekend. The song is called Invictus Fanfare and will be performed live by the Naden Band of Maritime Forces Pacific, which is based out of CFB Esquimalt during the Invictus Games closing ceremonies on Sunday, February the 16th. So it's going to be ramping up to that amazing moment. And the participants of the games will all be entering the arena on Sunday to the sound of Capaldo's composition. So keep your ears tuned in for that. The music professor has also said that he wrote the 3-minute song with influence from his own time in the Australian military and made sure the tempo was suitable for everyone, including those who use wheelchairs or assisted walking. He said this, quote, "I thought about my own experiences in the military and the philosophy of the games and how it should be a celebration but also respectful of the athletes' particular journeys," end quote. He said in a release on Monday. He said this as well, quote, "I also knew it needed a moment of introspection to acknowledge their sacrifice. The reason they're at these games is because they've had an injury through war, through their service, and I wanted to pay respect to that," end quote. So in every aspect of the games, from the competition to those who cheer on, those who applaud, this is what it's all about, building this community. So just have that in mind during the closing ceremony, knowing that every step has been to honor those who have served. So the energy of the Invictus Games is truly about community. From those who show up and cheer loud to create that atmosphere, those who are taking part behind the scenes, those broadcasting the supports, it's just one big family. I would like to just take 1 minute here to thank everyone for their input. There is no part that is too small. Even the comment section on these videos, the thumbs up, the reshares, you all have played a part in making those who are taking part in this family, the friends as well and families of these amazing, incredible service personnel feel so much loved, appreciated. So I just want this to be a celebratory video as we go into some interesting topics as well. So quick recap here from the Duchess of Sussex. I did share this yesterday. We know that she is currently back home in the US. And this is after she attended the games for 5 days beside her husband, the Duke of Sussex, who has showed appreciation for Meghan and the part that she played during the Invictus Games. The Duchess wanted to share with us a picture on Instagram on Wednesday of the Invictus themed confectionery and clothing with the names of their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, with an accompanying message that read, quote, "A taste of Canada and the Invictus Games for our little ones, cheering you on from home," end quote. Isn't it so sweet to know that even the children, as young as they are, especially Lily and Archie, they too are playing their part. I'm sure they were tuning into the live stream and happy to see their mama and papa on screen, and all of the athletes who are just inspiring people all over the world with their bravery and competitive spirit. So there was an article, let me just segue into this as we talk about Prince Harry and his family. The Duke of Sussex has spoken about his children Archie and Lilibet, and recently detailed the important conversations he's been having with them about Invictus Games. And Harry spoke and told people, quote, "They are fascinated. It's a very interesting conversation to have with your kids, to explain why that person is missing a leg, why that person is missing an arm, why do they look the way they do. It's challenging but important," end quote. Even in his interview with a Canadian outlet, he spoke about how that has been a segue into him talking about the work his mother had done with mines. And it was an interesting parallel that one of the interviewers drew back, saying that truly there is no age where children can't understand on a certain level. Because remember, all those years ago when Princess Diana was doing all that work with the mines and going out and taking that very famous picture, I'm sure that Harry must have asked her what was going on. So in a way, isn't that very interesting? There is that cycle where perhaps she explained to Harry what she was doing. Having that quote-unquote difficult conversation with him, and now all these years later, Prince Harry also is speaking about having that very same important, challenging but important conversation that is had with his own children. So he says it doesn't mean he always has the correct answers, he said, but he does say he wants to encourage them to ask questions. He doesn't want to shut it down. And I'm sure that Meghan as well, even in her own way, continues on as they're cheering on the teams. They're having those very deep conversations about what is going on, what Invictus Games is all about. And which also will segue into a very poignant point that someone spoke concerning the Duke of Sussex and the interesting perspective that he brings to the Invictus Games. So this was a quote. Quote, "Harry is a very genuine person that really wants to play a role in these men and women's recoveries. This is a man that has never forgot that he was a veteran and that these men and women are struggling," end quote. And this was according to Ken Fisher, founder of the Fisher House Foundation, a longtime partner of the Invictus Games. He also said that Harry takes on a very hands-on approach when it comes to his work with Invictus Games. As we know, this is a multi-sport Paralympic-styled games for wounded or injured servicemen or veterans. And he also said this, quote, "Our partnership with the Invictus Games started when Prince Harry came over to see the Warrior Games, Colorado, back in 2013, and he loved what he saw. He brings a unique perspective to what we do," end quote. And he spoke about Harry's previous military experience, and that's what makes the games so successful and authentic, saying, quote, "He is a two-tour combat veteran. So when Harry walks into the room, he walks in as a veteran. So he brings that perspective to the interaction with families, and they appreciate it very much. I know, I've seen the work that he does," end quote. So isn't that fantastic? Loving people just being open about Harry, speaking about how though he is a prince, he has this very unique position where he can bring a highlight to those who've served and the struggles, the personal struggles as well that they are going through. And Harry was named last year as a living legend and inducted into the Aviation Hall of Fame. Remember that he was presented in 2024 with the Pat Tillman Award for Service, and he immediately highlighted the Invictus Games and the veterans who were with him. So this is just great all round. Loving all of the positivity and these stories that are emerging from the Invictus Games. Alright, so share your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Now, I wanted to switch this up and share a story that stood out to me. So, we know the Duchess of Sussex in Canada was serving up a slate of sophisticated ensembles, masterclass in dressing, and something caught the attention of eagle-eyed fans, a new gold ring. Prince Harry and Meghan have continued their tradition of attending the games together, and whilst her cold weather outfits garnered much attention, a lot of people were just oohing and eyeing about how Meghan was putting together her wardrobe, something significant. A new edition of a signet ring was spotted on Meghan's pinky finger as she waved to crowds during the event. So we have some deets. So the signet ring appears to be engraved with the couple's joint monogram, featuring their two forename initials intertwined under a crown. While the Duchess has been seen sporting a signet ring before, including a heart-embossed ring by Missoma in 2018, this piece appears to be a new addition to her jewelry collection. So the personalized ring, you can see it right there. It seems to be of, I would guess it would be solid gold. And I love that it's just right there on her pinky finger. And shout out to those of you who put me onto this story. Thank you. Pointed out that she is not the only one to opt for an engraved signet ring, although hers is definitely a lot more elevated. They did point out that Zendaya, for example, has been photographed wearing a signet ring engraved with her fiancé Tom Holland's initials, and Tom also sporting a matching piece illustrated with hers. So according to what Meghan wore, they said that the ring is believed to have come from British jewelry brand Bentley & Skinner, which interestingly holds a royal warrant of appointment, meaning it is a brand used by members of the royal family and, for lack of a better term, royally approved. So it's been pointed out that King Charles as well has a signet ring that he wears on his pinky. You can see it there. They say he famously wears one. And apparently wearing signet rings is a very royal way to wear jewelry, not only by King Charles but by Princess Diana during her lifetime, and Prince Edward, the king's youngest brother. Edward's wife Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, also has a gold ring on her pinky finger for years, according to Hello. And their son James, Earl of Wessex, debuted his own signet ring at the 2024 Royal Windsor Horse Show. Charles gave a similar signet ring to Diana, and she wore it on several occasions, including to the Regent Street Christmas light switch on in the year 1981. So those are just some interesting tidbits there of information. I hope you get to know more about this ring. And those are some tidbits or fun facts as well. And I wonder, does Prince Harry have his own version? Let's see. So I love that, wearing a symbol of their love on her pinky finger in addition to her engagement ring and her wedding ring. And speaking of rings, I've got to add this in here. This was a cool one. Thank you for those who also shared this with me on X to bring to your attention. So it turns out that Meghan's engagement ring is the most popular in the world. So this is from the article professionaljeweler.com. The article here elaborates, saying the study carried out by OnePoll revealed that Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex's trilogy ring with a cushion-cut center diamond flanked by two smaller diamonds is the most popular in the world. It was designed by Prince Harry using a diamond from Botswana along with two others from Princess Diana's personal jewelry collection. And you can see here a list of the top 5 most popular engagement rings. Meghan's taking number 1. And they also went on to talk about the preferred colors, the preferred shapes that people want, people saying that they liked round and emerald cut, and also pointing out that most wanted to choose their rings with their partner, not necessarily be surprised. So you see, it's there, no bias, people just saying they love that ring. And isn't that interesting? Harry himself, put that together for Meghan, and it's so sweet. Years later, after their engagement, her ring is the most popular in the world. So I just want to share those 2 feel-good stories with you. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And in another sweet moment emerging from the Invictus Games, we saw Harry, the Duke of Sussex, playing photographer for some people who wanted a picture with Meghan at the Invictus Games. Now, the Sussexes have been spending a lot of time with athletes, families, friends behind the scenes, and a lot of people have said that the Sussexes have taken time to talk to people one-on-one, take selfies, and just get caught up with how people are doing. And in an unseen moment from the weekend, we saw Prince Harry capturing a snap of Meghan with a group of supporters at the Whistler Sliding Center on February the 10th. So you can see it here. Love that. He just removed his glove to hold his smartphone just at the right angle, to get the perfect pic. I love that. We love a dedicated husband who knows how to take pictures. So I hope that the people who got the picture were happy about that, knowing that Harry wanted them to have the best shot. So keep it here for more news from the Invictus Games ceremony. We have been covering this from the opening ceremony at BC Place all the way to the closing ceremony that will be taking place on Sunday. So keep it here for more. As always, before we log off, allow me here to thank those of you who support this channel financially and shout out a couple of you here by name. A very special thank you to you. Regenia means bonds. Thank you for being a member here on this channel, for being a part, and for showing your love through your tangible giving. I appreciate you and thank you for the love and care you've continued to show. May God bless you and yours. And now a very special thank you to those of you who gave through Super Chat. Thank you to you. You go by the handle TCC Sun. Thank you for being such a long-time supporter of this channel. May God bless you exceedingly abundantly above all you could ask or think. Your kindness is deeply appreciated, and I'm profoundly grateful for your generosity. Thank you. And now a very special thank you to those who gave through Super Thanks. Thank you to you. You go by the handle Sandra Hill 4465. Your generous contribution has truly been meaningful. Thank you. Allow me here to say that I love you. Thank you for going above and beyond, and your kindness has never gone unnoticed. May God bless you and yours. Thank you for your continued support. Once again, thank you to all who support this channel financially, to all who like, comment, and share. Thank you. If you liked this one, click that like button, subscribe, it helps out the channel, follow on social media. Links will be in the pinned comment and in the description. Share your thoughts, highlights, and standouts below. I love you all, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a blessed one.